End of the session, as usual, we will be also having assignment for this. So right now, I hand over the session, and Fargana Madam and Jitendra Sir is representing with our partnership with Atal Tinkering Lab, but they are supporting partners of Atal Tinkering Lab. They are working with Learning Link Foundation, but they are representing Atal Tinkering Lab today with us to take this session. Welcome both of you, and I hand over the sessions now to you. For your information, the mic will be muted for all the participants during this session. So there will be chat box where the questions will be coming up. So you can pick up the questions and answer it. So we are starting a session now. We'll have the session till 10:20 and last 10 minutes for discussion. So that 10:30 we will be closing your presentation. Time is
Thank
yours
you.
now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for that. So, very good morning, everyone. As ma'am has already informed that myself, Farhana, and I have my colleague with us, Mr. Jitendra Kumar. We are representing Niti Aayog, and we belongs to Learning Links Foundation. As it was already discussed that today we are going to learn about animations. So, I would like to take a moment here and share my screen so that we can.
Why is it? It's like a ball.
Okay. Ma'am, can you please confirm me if my screen is visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, sir, for that. So, teachers, today we are going to learn about e-content creation using Scratch 3.0. Now, the Scratch 3.0 is the latest version of Scratch they have released, which is very easy to use and a user-friendly interface. And it has got a lot of upgraded features, which we'll be looking into in detail in a couple of minutes. So let us look at the agenda of the day today. We are going to learn about the animation and types, what are the different types of animations we have, and the list of ICT tools which can help us in creating the best animations. And then we'll be switching on to developing few STEM animations using the Scratch software. Then we have one or two hands-on activities on Scratch, followed by demonstration of STEM projects which we already have, which are developed by the team we have. Now, teachers, if you see on my screen here is an animation. So when we start discussing about e-content, the major, the pointer comes as animations. Now, what are animations basically? And teachers, if you would like to interact, you can post your answers in the chat box so we can discuss more further on that. Okay. Fine. Teachers, do you know what would you understand by the word animation? Majorly, most of the time we hear this word animation in our day-to-day life. So, what do you understand by this term animation? Someone has written pictorial presentation. Yes, sir. It can be a movie. Animation is a moving picture, it's a movement. Yes, yes, teachers, these are the correct answers. Animations are nothing but the images in motion, now which are not going to be in real. These are not the images which are actually rotating, but we are sequencing the images in such a way that they give us a feel of a moving object. Now, if you see, here is a solar system where planets are revolving, which means the actual planets are not revolving in this. We are arranging pictures in a way that they give you an illusion or a appeal that the objects are moving. So if you have to tell in one line, as teachers have pointed out in chat box, animations are nothing but the moving objects. But these moving objects are not in real. These are created by us. We are arranging different pictures in such a way that when they are played together, it appears as if they are moving. These are actually the image is not moving. Now, even if you capture any of the objects, if you have in front of you, you can create an animation of that particular object. If I have a book, I can take a book and I can make it moving. So that is actually, the book will not be moving, but only we'll be capturing different pictures of a book as if it is moving, and we'll play it in a sequential order. So that will give us an appeal or an illusion that the objects are moving. So this is basically what animation is. Now there are different types of animations that we have. Now these animations are categorized based on different criteria. Here on a general basis, I have listed down 4 animations which are widely used in education sector. The first one is a whiteboard animation. If you can see whiteboard animation here, it's a hand drawn animation. If you see here in the picture, it is drawing a heart, a human heart failure it is showing. So it is a handwritten or a hand drawn animation or an illustration. We are drawing an image or we are illustrating it on a white background, and then we'll be adding few narrative voices or some other good images, so that we can explain the complex concept. Even for medical concepts, medical lessons, we use whiteboard animations. Now, whiteboard animations, when do we choose this whiteboard animations, or what are the features of this whiteboard animations? Now, one thing is they are going to be very simple. You can illustrate with the minimum colors. It does not require a lot of color combinations. Just with 2 or 3 colors will complete the animation. These are very simple motion generated, and these are motion generated graphics which are created by the computer. And the next thing is they are very much affordable. When you don't have a huge budget on your hand, when you want to create some animations, and if you are very good at drawing skills, then you can go ahead and create whiteboard animations on your own. The second type that we have is a motion graphics. Now here, if you see, these are used in all the education, complete education sector, from primary level to university level. We use this motion graphics, and most teachers are also fond of using it, as it helps in exciting learning among children, and also it explains complicated subjects in a very simplified form. Now these are going to be very colorful. There are going to be a lot of characters in it. We can illustrate, and students can visualize the type of content we have. Any topics that you see, we can have a colorful combination of different objects to explain our animation or explain our concept. Now, simple motion effects that can be we can generate using this motion graphics. Also, when do we use this, or what is the criteria? When can we go ahead with motion graphics? Now, when you have a difficult or an abstract subject that need a lot of simplification, maybe some math calculations or scientific process where you want to come down to a very simplified format, there you go ahead with motion graphics. Going on, there are the other third category that I have given is hand-drawn animation. This is very simple or very similar to the cartoon animations that we see on cartoon networks or cartoon channels. These are hand-drawn, and these are very high quality and luxury animations, we call them, because every frame we have here will be drawn at a separate page, which means if you see here, the eyes are moving, and there is a movement in this picture. So this can be a combination of multiple frames, and each frame has to be drawn again. So it's not going to modify, we are not going to modify one image with the other one. We need to draw all the particular frames and then combine them together to give you this feel of animation. So these are very, I can say, expensive type of animations that we have, and it requires a lot of other hard work. And these are majorly picked by some brand identities, to give you some brand identities, or to express the personality of an object or a person. Then we go ahead with the hand-drawn animations. The last we have is stop motion animation. It is stop motion was used widely in education sector. It is helping us in simulating the creative minds of the video creator in storytelling, which means when you start telling a story, it's going to enhance a lot of skills of a user. So these were few animations that we have listed down. Now, stop motion animations were widely used, but still presently we are not going ahead with that. We'll be looking mostly into whiteboard animations and motion graphics. Now, there are a lot of ICT tools which are available at free of cost at a freemium version where you can go ahead and create your animations. Now, if I have just listed down here few tools, but there can be a lot of other tools. If you explore on the internet, you can find out a lot of other tools as well. Now, Animaker is the first tool that I have listed down. It's a widely used tool that we have, and it has got a lot of video styles and the templates. We can create 2D and layer animations here. We can create animated infographics, typographs, or whiteboard animations also. The process here remains very simple. You just need to log on to Animaker, choose a template, use your props, whatever you want, and the backgrounds you want. You can upload your images, add effects, and you can upload your audio, and you can start creating your animations. Now, the Animaker has one disadvantage is the free version supports you only to create an animation up to 2 minutes of time. So if you have to spend more time, if you need a lengthy video, then you need to go ahead with the premium version of it. The second type of tool that I have used, animation tool, is a Powtoon. Now, Powtoon is very user friendly, and it can help us in creating a lot of engaging videos. We can use storyboard builders, real time templates, and just it has a drag and drop features. You can drag the feature and drop it in your animation, and it gives you a high quality animations in very less time. Now, here again we have one, the free version comes up with a branding of Powtoon. So if you don't want the branding of Powtoon, if you don't want the watermark to be available on your video, then you can go with the premium version. Now, VideoScribe is the other one that I have. VideoScribe is used majorly for creating hand-drawn animation videos. Now here you can insert pictures, text as you want. You can draw them in a sequence, and you can create a virtual whiteboard, which can be in a very effective manner you can use in your education sector. You can even upload music or audio recorded sessions from your library. You can upload them and give it a feel that you are speaking and you have your voice in the background. Now, VideoScribe also has a premium and the free versions available. Then we have Adobe. Here in Adobe, there are multiple other tools we have. It can be Adobe Character Animator, Adobe Animate, Adobe After Effects. There are multiple other sub tools we have under Adobe. Now you can go ahead and explore them. They are available for free as well as in a premium version. Blender is again an open source and a free tool we have for creating 3D animations. They help in modeling, animation, simulations, rendering, and even motion tracking and video editing tools we have in Blender. And it's completely free, but it is quite complicated interface, so you need to spend a lot of time to get hands-on with Blender. Bytable is again a simplest tool for video making, and we have different freemium and the premium versions there. Today we'll be focusing more on Scratch, which is also an open source and free tool we have. So we'll learn about how Scratch can help us in creating animations. Teachers, you might have heard that Scratch is a platform or it is a drag and drop programming language, or it is used in creating animations, games, stories, or projects that we have. Yes, you might have heard it correct, that Scratch is a open source drag and drop programming language we have, which can help us in creating a lot of interactive medias. As I mentioned, we can have here games we can create animations. So we'll learn more about Scratch today. Now, there are basically two versions of Scratch, an online version and an offline version. As you all know, online version requires internet connectivity, and all the projects that you save on an online platform will be saved on cloud. Cloud portal will be there, so it will be saving all of your animations, and you need not have any tech device for storing your animations. and from wherever you log in, it can be like today I created an animation online from one part of the world. I can move to the second part of the world maybe in couple of days. From there also I can access the same animations. So it is, the advantage is it does not require any hard copy or a hardware with you to carry your animations. Whereas offline version doesn't require internet. If you have a very slow internet connectivity, or if you do not have internet connectivity, you can go ahead and download offline version in your computer and you can work on them. The only point you have to note here is, in an offline version, all the projects that you develop will be saved in your computer or on your mobile phone. If you are using your mobile phone, any tech device that you're using, all your animations, your projects will be saved offline in your internal memory. Now let us go ahead and see how to download Scratch on your computer. I'll be sharing it live, so I'll go ahead and show you how to download animations. Teachers, you need to open your browser first. Once you open your browser, type in www.scratch.mit.edu/download. This is a website which will help you in downloading the Scratch.
And respected all, I also shared the link in the chat box. You can all use that link.
Thank you, Jitender, for that. Teachers, my colleague has already posted this link in the chat box. If you want, you can go ahead and download along with me here. So once you come on to this website, and if you see here, there are various operating systems that we have. It can be Windows, Mac OS, Chrome OS, and Android. Based on your device's operating system, you can just click on it. Now, I'm using a Windows laptop, so I'll click on Windows and I'll click on Direct Download. Now, once I click on direct download, it is going to download me an exe file. Now, I do not want, I already have Scratch in my computer. For you to help in understanding, or for you to help in smooth downloading and installing of Scratch, there are on-screen instructions given. Now, if you have your Android mobile, just click on Android. It will redirect you to your Google Play Store. You can install Scratch from here. You can install Scratch in your mobile phone as well. So I'm not going to go ahead with installing version. If you have your hardware device with you, teachers, and if you are wishing to download Scratch, you can go ahead and download it from here. Now, those who wants to go ahead and continue with the online version, we don't want any of the applications to be installed even on our computer or on laptop, then you can go ahead onto this website again, scratch.mit.edu. And once you go here, you'll have join Scratch as one of the options. Just click on join Scratch and you have to create your account. It's completely free. It's not going to charge you anything, but it requires some simple, simple instructions and simple information it will be requiring. Now here, if I create, I'm creating teacher underscore learning is the name of the username or I have created. Then I'll be giving a password to it and I'll click next. Okay. Now, if I go to the next page, it is asking me to select the country. Now, I will select India. Then again, I'm going to the next page. Now, here it is asking me for the birth year and the month. So, I'll select something like November and maybe something like 93 and I'm clicking next. Here it will ask you for the gender. You can select gender. Again, click on next. It will ask you here for an email ID. As already my email ID is in use, so you can type in your email IDs. I just typed my email ID and I'm clicking on create your account. Once you click here, it said welcome to Scratch teacher underscore learning. This is my username that I have given, and just click on get started. It will redirect you to a new page. Now this is the Scratch interface that we have. Let us go ahead and explore the entire interface and create one or two simple animations, which
Hello,
will
ma'am.
definitely help.
Ma'am, can you repeat the process slowly, or you can do the process slowly? Someone is requesting in the chat box. Please repeat the
Sure.
process slowly.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll go ahead and create another account for you. Teachers, first you need to visit to the website www.scratch, S-C-R-A-T-C-H, scratch.mit.edu. Just type this website. It will take you to a new page here. Now, when I joined for the first time, or when I'm logging here for the first time, then you need to create your own account. Like we have our Google account, we are going to create a Scratch account. Click on Join Scratch. It will ask you for simple information here. It can be giving a username. I'm typing again, teacher underscore learning underscore 2021. This is a username I have given. I'll give a password to the same account again. It is just username is your name. It can be anything that you want. You can give any username. It must be a combination of some letters and alphabets, they say. So you can take that and you can create a password, which can be a combination of special characters, alphabets, and numbers. And then click next. Now, when you go to the second page, here it will ask you for which country do you belong to, or which is the country from which country we are logging on. I'll select India. Then I'll click next again. Here it is asking me for the birth year and the month. I'm putting some month and the year. And then I can click on next. Here it is asking me for the gender. You can select the gender and click next again. Here it will ask you for an email ID. You need to give here an email ID. As I have already used my ID, one email ID can have only one Scratch account. You cannot use your one email ID for multiple accounts. As I've already used my ID, I'm going to use my colleague's ID now. I have typed in my email ID. I'll just click on create your account. It is telling welcome to Scratch, teacher underscore learning underscore 21. This was the username that I selected. That is the reason it is asking me. If you give your own personalized names, it will call you with your personalized names. Just click on get started. It will bring you to this page. Now here on this page, you will have a lot of content to refer. Now let us go ahead and check each option that we have, each menu bar we have, and what are the tools that we have here. Here, if you see the Scratch button, and before that, I'll keep it this way. I hope you all are able to see, teachers. So once you click on Scratch, it's a home page of the entire Scratch software that you have. Every time you click on Scratch, you'll come down to the same page again. This is a page that we have. Whenever you click on Scratch, it will come to this page. There's an option of creating your animations. We'll look into this in some time. And then there is an option of idea, which means there are a lot of other animation tools we have, or the tutorials we have. You can go ahead and select any of them and start your journey of creating animations. These are the predefined animations that we have. Now animate a character. Once you click on this, it will give you, again, you can download the coding part, you can download educator's guide, and you can try the tutorial. If you click on trying the tutorial, it will give you on-screen instructions from one step to the second step. How should you do, what you should do, all your instructions will be given here. Here is a video tutorial. I'll just click on it. Teachers, like this, each tutorial is divided in multiple parts. When you click on this green arrow, it will take you to the second part of the animation, which means second tutorial. Under the same project, second part of the tutorial. Click again, third part, fourth, fifth, like this in multiple pieces. Each animation is divided or each tutorial is divided. You can watch all of them and you can start creating your animations. Now there is an about section where you can click and learn more about Scratch. What is Scratch? What are the terms and conditions of using Scratch? Who all can use Scratch? There is much more information. Here you can click on it and you can go ahead and learn more about the Scratch platform. Now here we have a messages option which will help you in communicating with other people across the globe. So we have a Scratch community wherein you can share your work with others globally. They can share their work. You can view other people's work, other teachers' work, and you can start even contributing to it. So here is a message option. If somebody has sent me a message, then it will be shown here. Now I'll go to create option. Now I'll once zoom out because this is a complete screen or the interface of Scratch that we have. Once we see this, I'll go in detail. I'll again zoom in and I'll show you each part of it. So here we have a block palette. This entire blue portion here, where you can see this different blocks. This is a block palette we have, and this is a script area. We have the center white portion here is the script area. Now where you can see this cat here, where I'm moving the cat, this is a stage area. It shows you the output of each program that you write. And here we have the sprites and here we have the background. Now let us go zoom into each part and understand how are these going to help us. Now here on the top, first I have a globe button which will help us in selecting a language. Now it can be any language that we have. I'll be sticking to English. If you want any other language, you can have. It has given Arabic here and it has given Turkish. You can have a lot of different languages we have. You can select any language that you want from here. The second is a file menu that we have. On file menu, you can click to create a new file. You can save a file. You can save as a copy, which means I created a file, I created a project, and then I want to save it with few modifications as a second file. My first project is completed. For second project, I want to modify the first one itself. Then I can go ahead and create it as a different copy. If you have any of your Scratch projects in your computer, you can load them from your computer. And if you want to save it to your computer, you can go with the fourth option, save to your computer. There's another option of edit. You can turn on the turbo mode. We'll do this at the end of the session to understand more. Then we have tutorials, as we have seen in idea section. Here also we have a lot of different tutorials. Now here you can animate a cartoon. You can see how to animate a cartoon. Again, it will give you on-screen instructions, what should be done at each part and how we can create a animation of a cartoon. And here again, the same block is going to open up and it will show you different steps of creating your animation. Now I'm switching on to my program again. Here is the title bar. It's untitled because I didn't give any title to it. I'm writing learning 1 is my project name now. If you see, come down here and see, this is a code option we have where we have a lot of different blocks. It can be a motion block, it can be loops, sound, events, control. So these are just the names. I'm reading it out. I'll go in detail of each block in a couple of minutes. Here is a block palette where you have all the different blocks. For movements, if you want your sprite or if you want your character to move, you can take move blocks from here. If you want to add some sounds to it, you can go to sounds block. If you want to control them, you can have that. You can have many mathematical operators here to conduct your operations. The second one is costume block, where you can change the costume, or where this is the place where you can create the animation effect. Now, if you see the leg movement of a sprite, see the sprite here or the cat here, the leg is forward. Now, if you see here, it is backward, which means now when I click it, now see the cat here. If you see here on the screen, you can get an illusion that it is moving, but actually the cat is not moving. We are trying to create many images of the cat, different images, and we'll be playing them all together to give us an effect that it is moving. Then we have sounds option, where you can record your sound. You can give your own voice as a background of any of the animation. Also, there are a lot of other predefined voices we have, so you can select any one of them from here. Now, as I said, this is a script area. I'm just going to drag this and drop here. I'm again taking one more block, dragging and dropping here. Now, I hope you are able to relate. Why do we call Scratch as a drag and drop programming? We are dragging some blocks from here and we are dropping them in the script area. Now, I'll just put another block, control block from here. Now, if you see here on the stage area, how my cat is going to react. I just said it, forever, keep moving 10 steps and take an angle 15 degrees turn. Now I'll just click on this particular forever. Now if you see my cat's movement, the leg movements are going to change. It's moving so fastly that you are unable to, maybe you are unable to see. I'll reduce its angle, or I can reduce the number of steps it can take. We can modify this, the circle where you can see the numbers. It can be modified in various ways that we want. Now you can see it's crossing from the different edges, from all the 4 edges my cat is walking. So this is where you program your sprites. Now you might be noticing that every time I'm calling this cat as a sprite. So in Scratch, every object that you want to program is called as a sprite. Any object that you take, whether it is a cat or it is any other picture that you want, every picture, every character you have here is called as a sprite. Now here I can also change the name of a sprite. I want to make it name as cat. Now when I come to this section, basically this is divided in an XY plane, which means it has got an x-axis and a y-axis, and it is divided in 4 quadrants. If you see here, the value presently, the cat is at x25 and y minus 19. I'll drag it at the top portion. You can see 156, 119. I'm dropping it to the other quadrant, minus 150, minus 114. You can see here the values of x and y are changing. Also, the next option is size, where you can increase or decrease the size of your sprite. Now, from 100, I made it 20. You can see the
Hello,
sprite has.
ma'am. Some of them are asking, to either repeat the process, or you can slowly give an instruction so that they can easily catch up and follow it.
So this is just the interface that I'm showing. Again, we'll come back in creating the sprites, in programming our sprites. This is just the interface at what place we are doing. I would repeat it again, sir. Teachers, if you can see here, the sprite section, I guess till here I was clear, dragging the blocks and dropping them. So here it's a drag and drop programming. We call it drag and drop programming because we are dragging the blocks from this section and we are dropping here in the center section that we have. Now, then you see here at the stage area, we have a cat here. Every object in Scratch, everything, whatever you take, either it can be a cat, pen, pencil, anything, everything you take here is called as a sprite. The name of the objects and sprite is given as each sprite. Now, if I go here and click, there are multiple options that we have of using a sprite. Before that, I was just explaining this section, the control panel. Here we have the size of the sprite can be adjusted. Now, here we have size option. Just go ahead and keep increasing the size. Whichever number you type here, your sprite is going to increase to that size. From 20, I have made it 200. Now, if you come down and change it to 100 again, it's going to change the size. Here we have an option of changing a sprite. You can also change the direction of a sprite. How do you want the direction to be? It is basically this way now. I can make it turn at any angle. This is changing the direction of your sprite. There are two axes we have, x-axis and y-axis, because the stage area is divided in an xy plane, which means here we have an x-axis and a y-axis. Now, if I am changing from one quadrant to the other quadrant, my cat, the values of x and y are changing. Now here x is 116 and 75. I'll come down to this side. Now you can see the value of my x-axis is minus 184 and y-axis is minus 123. I'm moving it at the top. It is minus 197 and 1 center 10 and 18. X is 10, Y is 18. So this is your complete stage area we have. Now, in case you don't want this cat, you want any other object in its place, you can delete this just by clicking here. I'm clicking on this delete button. My cat has disappeared. I want to add something else. Just click on this blue box that you have, choose a sprite option. There are 4 different ways of choosing an option, choosing a sprite. One, just click a choose a sprite. It will take you to the library of sprites. All the sprites that you see are predefined by Scratch. You can select any one of them. I can take a butterfly. Now, instead of a cat, I got a butterfly here. I can select as many sprites as you want. For selecting a sprite, you need to click on, just keep your cursor on choose a sprite, move upwards, click on choose a sprite. Here you have various options. I can click any one of them. I'll click this. You can see I have got now 2 characters. In other terms, it is 2 sprites. Again, you can rename these sprites. It's butterfly 1, so I'm making it butterfly. It's every walking, I'll make it just a walking. This is how you add your sprites. And if you see, the background is completely white and plain. You can add as many backgrounds as you want. Just click here, choose a background. These are placed side by side. First one is to choose a sprite. Second one is to choose a background. The same option, choose a background. Click on any one background that you want from here. I'll go ahead with forest. Clicking on choose a background, it will open up the library of backgrounds. You can click on any one of the background that you want. I have clicked forest earlier. This time I'm clicking jungle. I have a butterfly, I have my other animation, walking animation here, and the background I have selected. Now the second way of adding your sprites and the background is we painting it by ourselves, which means I can paint my sprite. Again, I don't want any of the predefined sprites. These are the predefined sprites, but I'm not happy with any of them. I don't want to use them for my application. I want to design my own sprite. You can just keep your cursor on choose a sprite, click on paint option. Now paint option will open a new window. Here you can paint your own sprite. Now there are multiple options we have here how to create your sprites. You can click on any of the tool. Here we have a panel of tools. I'm clicking on rectangular box. You can see my third sprite has become a rectangle. Now you can make changes to this rectangle. Now if you want, you can change its color. So I'll come down from here, all the options. Along with the rectangle, I can draw a circle as well. I have something called line tool. This is, we are trying to paint our own sprite. I don't want this butterfly. I don't want this walking animation. I want to create my own animation. For that reason, we are painting our own sprite. For painting, just go with choose a sprite, click on second option, paint. It will open a new painting window. Here I have selected, first initially I have selected a rectangle, a circle, and then a line tool. Putting all of them together, this is what it has formed. Now if you want to add any text, you can click on this T, click anywhere on the screen and start typing. I have typed here, but it is not visible because the color of the background and the text is one and the same. Now, if you see, I've written text. Now I can modify this text to anything that I want. Training on Scratch. Now, click on this once and you can move it wherever you want. You can place it anywhere on the screen. If you want to increase its size, start dragging this. These are called anchor points, the circular small points that you can see. You can click on this anchor points to reduce the size. How do you want to shrink it? You can go ahead with that point. Then you have a paint bucket. You can just select any color that you want from here and you can start filling it. Click on paint bucket once, go to fill option, change the color that you want, select the color and come back and click wherever you want to change its color. You have something called erase tool. I can see here training on Scratch is getting overlapped with the circle. I want to erase a portion of circle. I can clear that. You can see whatever changes I'm making to my sprite here, they're getting reflected on my stage area. I'll erase some more portion. See here, if you see, the background of this jungle is reflecting on this. You have the next option or the tool as brush. You can draw anything that you want. How do you draw? Click on brush. Keep your left mouse click, keeping it, holding it again, and just change your cursor position. It is going to give you a control, complete access of where do you want or how do you want to draw this. Now I see this portion is not required for me. I just want this tree. I can click on eraser. I can erase this portion completely. Now there is another option of reshaping. Now if I want to reshape it, I don't think this is coming out as very good one, or I want to change some portion of it, I can keep all the circular dots that you see, you can drag them all together to completely reshape it. Now, just doing Control plus Z, that is undo, will bring back your original character. Now, if I want to change this complete rectangles, reshaping it, you can just click anywhere. See here, it's already clicked. I can just click on this anchor points to change its complete structure. Click on reshape, click anywhere here and start reshaping it. Now if you see, from a rectangle, I made it a triangle. These are the various options that we have in creating our own sprites.
Ma'am, someone is asking how to remove the remove outline.
So which outline they're telling? If you are telling that this complete portion or this outline is our stage area, sir. Here only we have to draw. Teachers, if you have any specific question, I feel, sir, can we ask them to unmute once and ask the question? Teachers, if you have any more questions, I guess this how to remove outline. I wasn't clear about that.
Ma'am, yeah, ma'am.
Are they speaking about this? Yes, sir.
Ma'am, the questions are coming on the chat box, so you can also look. But they were asking how to remove the outline of the shapes.
Okay, sir, 1 minute. I'll be switching to the chat box here. Yes, teachers, I can see Madhavan sir has asked, can we add photos as sprites? Yes, sir, surely we can add. That was a third option I was about to show. Okay, how to remove outline of the shapes. Teachers, here, if you see, there's an outline option. Click any outline that you want. If you want a white outline, you can just remove this, or if you want to remove some portion, here is an outline option that you have. Select the color that you want, which outline you want. If you don't want just a line you want, keep it a line.
Jitendra sir, can you unmute your mic? Because I think there is some background voices are coming.
Sure.
Teacher, someone's mic is unmute and I'm unable to hear properly anything. Okay, ma'am has asked after installation, it has opened Scratch 3.19.2 is opened on my laptop. Ma'am, that is completely fine. Scratch 3.0 was the latest version. After that 3.0, 3.01, 3.02, like that it has come to 3.19. So that is totally fine. Okay. Teachers, I'll do one thing. We'll go ahead with our presentation part first. And sir, is that fine if we take up the questions at the end? I'll take up all the questions at
Sure,
the
ma'am.
end.
Yes, ma'am. We can go ahead with for the software.
Yes.
Then we can
Yeah.
have a
Thank you
question
so
at the
much,
last.
sir. Yes. Teachers, you can see I'm just erasing the entire portion, and the other way of deleting it is just go up and here click on, okay, you can click from here as well. Just click on this delete button. Only I'm left with the 2 sprites. Now the third option that I was telling is, the second one was painting. Similar way you can paint your background as well. It's going to open up the same again, the window. You can paint your background. I'm clicking on again a rectangle. This time I'm just going to reshape it, which means click on this reshape icon and select any part. It's going to add 3 more dots. They are the anchor points. Change its shape however you want, just clicking anywhere. You can see my background from jungle. It has come to this one. Now I have painted this background. I can go ahead and keep this as a background if I want. Or if you want any other background, you can go ahead and you can click on that background as well. Now teachers, once you select n number of sprites and the backgrounds, your earlier background will also be there. See, initially my background was white background, then I moved to forest, then I moved to jungle, and then fourth my background is this. So all of your backgrounds are going to pile up here. If you don't want this, delete. If you don't want this, delete. Keep deleting it and you'll be left with the same background white again. Teachers, till now we have checked how to upload sprites. There are 4 options I said. One was selecting the sprite and the background from the library of Scratch. Second one was painting it on our own. The third option is surprise. When you click on the surprise icon, it's going to select one of the random sprite and it will give you on the screen. Now, when I typed here, you can see a bowl of snacks I got. I'm going to choose a background and click on surprise. It's going to bring a surprising background to me. We never know which background is going to come up. Again, if I select a surprise button, a new sprite has come. New character has come. Now clicking beside it and going to surprise background, it's going to change my background. So there are multiple options that we never know which sprite is going to come when you click on a particular surprise character or a surprise background. Now, the fourth option is, as one of the teacher has asked, it is uploading your own content, your own photographs that you have. If I want my photo to be displayed here and show as if I am talking, or I want myself to be seen in the animation, then click on choose a sprite, go up and select the first option, that is upload sprite. Once you click on upload sprite, it will open up a window from where you can select your sprite. If you see, I have something, some photograph here, which is an India map. Now this India map is my next sprite or the character I have. Now if you don't want, click on this delete, it will go off. Just clicking the delete button will erase all your sprites. Same thing goes for backdrop. Choose a backdrop, go up, click the first option, upload backdrop, select any other image that you have. Now this is a logo of one project I had. So this is my backdrop now. You can see from the space background, I have come to this one now. Summarizing it together, teachers, there are 4 different ways of selecting your background and selecting your sprite. One is selecting it from the library of Scratch. Second, painting it on our own. Third, we have as a surprise option, which means a surprising character or a surprising background will come. And the fourth is uploading it from your computer or from your mobile phone. If you have any photographs, any animations, characters, or anything that you want to use in your animation, you can upload them from this option. Now, I hope this section we have covered. Now let us see, if you see this walking animation, just click on it once, it will get selected. The sprite selection can be analyzed by this blue color. If I'm selecting butterfly, you can see the butterfly, this icon has turned blue, which means I have selected butterfly. If I'm selecting this, this is selected now. Now when you click on this walking animation, go to costumes. Now here you can see how this animation is turning out. See the leg movement of this particular sprite. Now see the second one, third one, fourth one. Now if I play all of them together, you can feel as if she is walking. This is what is actually an animation. Animations use as different methods of animation. One is clicking different pictures of her movement. Another is clicking different pictures of her movement, and we are putting all of them together. We are trying to play them together to get an appeal of change. Now, if you want to edit any of her movements, you are given that opportunity or that facility also here in this software. This version of software has this feature wherein if I want to move her this first leg movement or one hand movement, we can change. Just select the sprite, select the one whichever you want to change. I want to move this one. Select and click on it once. On whichever part you click, it's going to get selected, and this blue color dots are going to appear. Just rotate them however you want. And selecting one hand movement, it is the selection process is just click on this part and then select it, and you can move it however you want. Now I'll just move this. You can just click on any portion of it and you can start moving it. Teachers, I hope you are able to see how to move or how to change the movement of a particular sprite. I just did Control plus Z, that is undo. Thank you, sir, for that. It is how you change your particular images or icons movement. I can just see, I just selected. For selection, I'm just clicking on my left mouse and selecting through mouse and then change the movement. Now, if I play them together, see, she was leaning back and then she stood fast and then she's moving forward. However you want, you can change. Each part also can be changed. Now this only head, I can rotate it. I can just select this portion and you can move it. See, I've moved its head upwards. I'm just doing Control Z to show you how it was earlier. It was this way earlier. And I was just trying to rotate its head. You can do that from here. So any animations can be created just by changing this movements from here. Now there are
Ma'am, some teacher are asking about the repetition.
some
Repeating the movement flow.
I guess Jitendra, I was unable to hear you properly. Your voice is breaking.
Sir, some teachers were asking,
Ma'am,
please
some
repeat
teacher
the
are
movement
about
part.
please engage movement process.
Okay.
Some teachers are asking, please repeat the movement part itself. Maybe that head
Okay.
rotate.
Yes. Okay. So teachers, if I'm selecting a new sprite here, she's standing at the still position. I'll select whichever part I want. For example, clicking my left mouse button and selecting it, just click on your left mouse and select the area. Here you can see the two arrow marks have come out. Just click on those two arrow marks and rotate it however you want. Now if you see, her head part has moved up. Now you can select the rest of the body part and move it and place it here. Now you can see she's looking upwards. Now whichever part you want, again if you want only the hairs to move, I can move it this way. If you want only the legs to be changed, select the part and select this arrow marks. Just drag it downwards. Select in whichever angle you want. You can just select and keep moving it so that your different animations can be created. She was earlier standing straight. I moved her leg movement. I just modified the picture. So in animations, we'll modify the pictures and we'll play them all together. Now from first, if I'm coming, see she is moving, and if I play her very fastly, it looks like she is walking. Just check the output here. This is how we create the animations, or how we basically create the objects of our animation. Now coming to the block section again, the coding part. Now I want the sprite to continuously move. For that, I'm just going to change my background. So here I already had a background. Just click on this backdrop. It will take you to again backdrops page. Here I had 4 different options. I had moon, I'm deleting. I have space. I have this logo which I added. Now my background is plain. Now I want to make this particular girl move. I'm just clicking 10 steps, dragging this move button. Here we have different blocks. From motion block, I'm clicking move. Teachers, remember, here we have different blocks. From these different blocks, I'm just dragging move 10 steps block here. Now, if I click on it, I actually programmed my butterfly. I didn't program my this girl, so my butterfly is moving 10 steps. Now the same thing I'll repeat for this girl as well. Just clicking on motion, it will open up motion blocks. All these motion blocks are going to be related to movement of your sprite. It can be move 10 steps. I'm clicking on this. Now if you can see, this girl or a character is, this girl character is moving. Now I want her to take 15 degrees turn every time she's moving. What I'll do, I'll just drag 15 degrees from here and I'll connect them down here. These are the blocks which are to be connected. As I said, we're going to arrange them in a sequential order. So we'll be attaching it here now. Click on these 2 blocks. Now if you see, she's herself turning 15 degrees each time this is clicked. Now I'm clicking and I'm bringing it back to the same position. Now I want it to move to random positions on my screen. Now each block here is predefined with some action. Now instead of 10 steps, I can write move 20 steps, and instead of 10 degrees, I can say 15 degrees, I can say turn 1 degree. Now see. 1 degree she is rotating. If you want this particular character to go anywhere on this screen or on your stage area, just go to XY and click the number. I'm dragging, go to X and Y option from here, and I'm giving the number X maybe 20, Y maybe 20. Now when I click here, it has moved 20 steps. It has taken a 1 degree angle. It has gone to a position specific place XY coordinates I gave. So it's moving on to that part. Here you have different options, teachers. Go to point in 90 degrees direction, change X by 10, set X to. These are the various options that we have in motion block. You can use any of these motion blocks to make your character move. Now, going to look section. Now, when you have to delete all these blocks, teachers, just click on them and right click, you have delete block. It's going to delete. Now, if you want to delete all of them together, select all of them, drag and drop them back in the panel. Now, going to looks block, I wanted to say hello for 2 seconds. Now, when I click on it, it is displaying hello for 2 seconds. Now, instead of hello, I'll write all the best features for 2 seconds. When I click on it, all the best features. It is displaying and then it is waiting for 2 seconds. If I have to make it think, you can see the movements, the displaying of the text and the movement of this particular icon has changed. Now you can ask it to, this is important, teachers, switch costume to, which means I wanted to say all the best teachers, switch the costume, which means from this particular thing, it should start moving. It should give us an appeal of start moving. So what we'll do, we should ask it to change costumes every time. Now, I wanted to change costume from costume from first one. I'll first rename them. You can rename all of these, which you can give us a clarity. For renaming, click on any costume, go to this first title bar and change its name. I'm giving serial number order 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll come back to code. Let's switch costume to 1. I'll drag again. Switch costume. I'm dragging it 4 times. And this rectangle, can you see this inverted triangle? If you see, you can click on it and select the particular sprite or particular costume number. Now, if you say switch to costume 1, costume 2, costume 3, costume 4. Now, see what it does. Now, if you can see, the costume 1, 2, 3, 4 are switching here so early that we are unable to notice anything. You can keep adding some wait time to it so that we can see what it is happening. Go to control blocks and keep adding wait second. Control blocks help you to control your complete program. So I'm adding, it should switch to costume 1. I'm removing this say hello as well. It should switch to costume 1. Wait for a second. Costume 2, 3 and 4. Now if you see the animation, the appeal or illusion of she walking is appearing now. Now, going ahead, teachers, to understand about the different blocks, we have sound blocks wherein you can record your sound, you can play the different sounds we have. Now, I'm just dragging the sound block and putting it on the top. Play sound pop until done, then switch to costume 1, wait, costume 2, wait, costume 3, wait, and then costume 4. Now see, if you were able to hear, it's giving a pop sound. Here, just click on this inverted triangle again and click on record. Now this will help you in recording your own voice. Now I'll click on record. Hello teachers, thank you so much for joining us. I have recorded my voice. I'll play it again. Teachers, for recording of your sounds, you need to select this particular thing. Go to this option, click on this inverted triangle, record. This will bring a new page here. Click on record and start recording your audio. Thank you teachers for joining us. Now if I play it back, I don't want this first portion. You can even trim that particular portion here. You can crop it and you can use only this portion, or if you want the second portion, I'll just select this portion. You can remove or you can select particular audio. Now there is another option of recording your sound as well. The first option that I showed is from the sound block, go to any particular sound, click on record. The easiest other way is click on the sounds. Here again 4 different options you have. As I showed this to the right side, how to choose a sprite and how to choose a background. Similar way, you can select your audio as well. Choose a sound. These are the library of sounds we have in Scratch. Select any one of them. I clicked crack and then it started giving me a crack sound. The second option again is recording. This will open up this page and you can start recording again. Third is a surprise sound. I didn't know it was ringtone. I didn't select it, but it was just on a surprise basis. It has given me some random tone. The fourth is upload sounds. From your computer, from your mobile phone, you can upload them. It accepts MP3 files. So any audio file that you have will be in MP3. So you can go ahead and upload your MP3 files here. Now coming back to this option, there are control blocks wherein you can ask it to repeat 10 times, 20 times, how many times you want it to repeat. These are basically the loops that we have. Repeat loop, forever loop, it should do either forever or it should repeat. If and then conditions when we have to give, these will help us in control blocks, will help us in looping section majorly. We have sensing blocks. Touching mouse pointer, it actually senses what is happening on the screen and it will give you an output, whatever is pre-recorded or predefined output it will give you whenever that particular action or the sensing is happening. Now if I say touching mouse pointer, say, and this, see, if you see each shape of this blocks is different. I cannot combine this touch block here. The shape is completely different and each shape defines a different category. Now the sensing blocks only works with repeat when the mouse pointer is touched or when edge is detected. When it is touching the edge, it should switch on these all things. It is not touching anywhere. I'll put it here. See, it was touching this and it is doing. Now if I put it here and if I play this, she isn't moving. Her position, her hand and leg movements are still the same. Now whenever it is touching the edge, these actions are going to happen now. This is how sensing blocks are going to help. Now whenever a particular color is detected, whenever a particular color is touched on your screen, you can select all of these blocks. We have operator blocks where we have plus, minus, multiply, divide operators, less than, greater than, equal to. These operators are also going to help us in programming part. We have variable section. Here you can create your own variables. We have my block section. You can create your external blocks that you want. Now, going to the drop here at the drop down, once you click on this, it's going to give me an extension blocks, which means I have already used all of these blocks and still I want something else, something new to be added. Then click on this extension, add extension, and then select whichever extension you want. This option, extension option, is usually helpful in it's usually going to help us in interfacing our program with hardware, which means I have a microcontroller, I have any of the hardware tools, I have some sensors, microcontrollers, microbits. If I want to program them using Scratch, then this all will be useful. Like you might have heard about the Lego kits. You can Lego Mindstorm, Microbit. You can interface all of this. These are the hardware tools, which means these are the microcontroller chips we have. You can select these ICs, you can buy them, and for programming them, this will be useful. In our programming part, we'll mostly use text to speech. Also, I'll add pen option. Now I want to delete this entire sprite section. This everything, whatever I have done the programming, I don't want. I'm just going to drag and drop them back here. You can also delete them by, as I mentioned, you can delete by right clicking this. This is done. Now, how are these two options going to help us? Text to speech. Whatever you type, it is going to read it out. In looks block, it was just displaying. In text to speech block, it will speak up that particular content. Now, when I say speak, now when I earlier said say hello, when I said say hello, it was just displaying. When I say speak, it will speak up. Now, for this reason, anything you want to convert a text to speech, this text to speech block is very important. Now, there are 4 different by default voices they have given. Just check the voice. Now, if you see, I just changed, I clicked on this triangle, inverted triangle, and I started changing the names here. Now, I want this one. Now, instead of hello, you can type your content that you want. Now, I have typed, hello teachers, thank you for joining us. Let us hear it now. You can see it will read out. Now here also, if you want to use your own audio, you can go to sound and start recording your voice so that students can be familiar with the voice and you can have your own voice as an output. The next option in text to speech is setting the language. Here, any teacher who belong to different language subjects or who are handling different languages can go here and select. Presently, we have here Hindi as well. So you can select Hindi language also. Here is Hindi. Once you select Hindi and type anything, it's going to speak that particular thing in Hindi. I think you are able to connect it. There are multiple languages we have. Presently, it has Hindi and English for our use. If you want any other regional languages, you can go to sound section, record your sound, and you can play them. This is where text to speech is going to help us. We finally have something called a pen block. Now this pen block is going to help us in drawing any object. Now if you want to draw something, you can go ahead and use this pen block. Teachers, now this is the complete interface of Scratch. I'll just take another 4 to 5 minutes and I'll show you a simple mathematical program which can help us in drawing mathematical shapes. I'll first go delete these sprites. I don't want these sprites. I'll select a new sprite. Now you might be clear how to select a sprite. Choose a, just take your mouse button and keep it on choose a sprite. Then go up, choose a sprite. From here, I'll take cat. I've got a cat here. For resizing, you can go ahead and make it maybe 50. Size is 50. My cat size is reduced. I'll go to select a background. Choose a background. And I'll take sky blue. Now you can see my background has changed. My rat has come. Now I want this rat, as I am left with only limited time. I'll be quickly programming this cat in such a way that initially it should ask me for number of sides. When I type in, like if I type 3 as an answer, it should draw me a triangle. If I say 4, then number of sides, if I give it as a 4, then it can go ahead and draw me a square. If I say 5 as an input, it can go ahead and draw me a pentagon. Now to do this, these are very simple blocks we'll be using. I'll go to event section. Event sections are the event when this particular thing should happen. It's a signal, I can say it's a green signal when a particular action should happen. Now, when green flag is clicked, this is a green flag we have. Whenever this green flag is clicked, I want this sprite to ask me. I'll go to sensing block. I'll drag this ask block here. Instead of what is your name, I want it to ask, please give number of sites. Now I'll go to my pen option. I'll take pen down, which means it should start drawing in. And what it should draw, first it should move. For drawing anything, the pen should move. So I'll take move. How many steps? Before steps, now if I have to use a mathematical operator here, I'll take a operator of divide. I'll drop it here. Now I'll say move 400 steps and then divide it by the answer. Whatever it is, it's asking me, sensing block is asking me for number of sites, and this should be here. So basically what I'm trying to do in this block is, I'm just going to add a comment. Now, if my answer is going to be, answer is 4, then it will divide this 400 by 4 again, and it will move 100 steps. It should move 100 steps. This is what I meant here. How many steps it should move? These are the steps that I asked it to move. Then I'll ask it to wait for a second. Again, I'll ask it to take a turn. So I'll move to motion blocks. I'll take a turn 15 degrees, this one. And here I'll again go to operators because it should not move for 15 degrees. If it starts moving. Okay, let us see the output here for clarity. I'm giving 4. Now see, it has turned just 15 degrees here. I'll play it one more time. My cat, the action was happening so quickly that it is just taking 15 degrees of turn. But when as I mentioned, when I give an answer as 4, it should form a 4-line shape that can be a square. So I want it to again go with an operator, that is and division operator, and the total degrees will be 360. It should divide by my answer. Now it was just moving randomly 15 degrees. Now what I'm asking it to do is, if my answer is 4, then divide 360 by 4 and take a turn at 90 degrees. Now I can't ask you to move 90 degrees because every time my answer will be a different number. That is the reason I'm applying this logic here. Now just go ahead and check, teachers, how this program is going to work now. Now it's asking me, please give me number of sites. I'm giving it 4. It has moved 4 times, but if you see it hasn't come out as a proper shape, and it did not even erase the ones that are drawn in the previous attempts. I wanted to, every time green flag is clicked, I wanted to erase the content, previous activity content. So I'll go to again pen options and I'll click erase all here, which means it should erase everything whenever this particular green flag is clicked. Now, if you see, it has moved 4 steps, but it is just taking angle degrees and it is moving ahead, and I did not even form a complete picture of it. So now what I'll do is I'll add a repeat block, because this movement is happening only once. These 3 blocks are happening only once. That is the reason my image is not coming out as proper one. I'll go to again control and I'll take repeat block from here. Now, if I give how many to form a square, it should move basically 4 times. So based on your answer, the repetitions, number of repetitions depends on your answer. I'll go to sensing block again. I'll take answer and I'll put it here. Now let us go ahead and see what does it show. Before that, I'll change my X and Y axis so that it should be visible on the screen. Now see, I'm giving 4 as an answer again. It has drawn me a rhombus. Now I'll put it in the full screen. Whenever you want to see this particular animation or an activity in full screen, teachers, this is a 4 arrows icon. You see, click on full screen. Again, I'm clicking on green flag. Now I'll type this time 6 as my input and I'm clicking enter. You see, it has drawn me a hexagon. Again, one more time, I'm typing, clicking on green flag and I'm typing this time 5. It has drawn me a pentagon. This is one of the simplest activity, teachers, and if you see inside the programming part of it, it is very simple. We have just used, I can say, 4 or 5 different blocks, and this is the output that you have. And there are other activities also which I thought of doing, but due to time constraint, I'll not be going in detail about it. But majorly, this is how we program our sprites to get some output here. Teachers, I'll be taking you through few more projects which will just show you the output of it, not the complete programming part of it. I'll be logging. Okay. I'll go to file option. I'll load from my computer, which means I already have few programs or the projects in my computer. I'll click on load from your computer, and if you see, I have here something called a Boyle's law. I'll just go and take few more projects from here. I'll click on friction and I'll click open. This is how we open the programs from our computer. I'll put it on full screen and I'll play it. Teachers, if you see here, the car is actually not moving. We are making it, we are just taking the costumes of one car and we are trying to move it in a way that it is giving us an illusion that car is moving on in our image or in our animation. Likewise, when we are switching from backgrounds, just click on this background and go to backdrop and see we have used multiple backdrops here. The first one, second one, third one, and then we have night city, and then we are switching on to desert. So this is how an animation can be created. This Scratch platform is is helpful in creating not just animations, but a lot of other STEM games can be created using this tool. So I'll just load another Ohm's law game. I'm opening projects which are saved in my computer. I'm putting it in full screen again to demonstrate Ohm's law. This was one of the activity which was created. I'm just clicking on green flag. Now, if you see, VR has got some sliders on them. Just dragging the slider, I'm increasing the value of V, that is voltage is increasing. If you see voltage is increasing, brightness of this bulb has increased. Also, the current I is increasing. When V is 10, I is also 10. But when R is increasing, you can say the brightness of the bulb has decreased. It's completely like a off, and then R is increasing, V is increasing, and I has reduced to 1. Now you can simply demonstrate the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance through this activity. V is equals to IR. Ohm's law can be demonstrated using this particular activity. I'll open other one project teachers, and then we'll switch on to Q&As if you have any questions. I'm clicking on file. I'm clicking on load from your computer, and I'm selecting the game that I want, gas law, and open, click open. It will ask me, can I close the current project? Okay. Now if you see, I have got a gas law demonstration. I'm putting it again on full screen. Whenever green flag is clicked, you can see the particles have started moving, and the value of pressure is changing. Now, if I increase the volume, you can see the pressure has decreased, and if I increase the number of dots, the pressure has come down more. I'm putting volume to 10 and see the value of pressure is increasing. You can explain gas law using this activity as well. Now, if you want to know what is the programming that is done on this particular activity, you can just click on See Inside. When you open it, there will be two options, See Inside and See Project Page. When you click on Project Page, it will take you to Home Page. When you click on See Inside, how each sprite is being programmed, all of the programming blocks will be available. Now, for this background, the orange color that you see, for it, what is the effect they have, what is the effect they are giving, and how is it programmed? Just by clicking the sprite, you can know about it. X-axis, Y-axis, graph, how to draw this graph here it was drawing, and the molecules, how they are moving. All of this blocks programming can be seen inside. Teachers, with this, I guess I am stopping here. I'll take a pause here, and we'll just switch on to Q&As. If you have any questions, you can ask us. One of the Veena madam, Diet Mangalore, has asked, can you share these projects with us? Definitely, ma'am. We'll share it with our coordinator, and they'll in turn share with you. Can you show one related with the language? If you're asking, ma'am, I do have something related to Hindi language or English language. I'll show that in a moment. How to export to video file? Ma'am, this is one of the important question which I wanted to address. Ma'am, when you are giving this kind of games to the students, you can just download the Scratch version and you can send. And if you do not have if students do not have access to it, then you can record it and send it. There's no other way of directly sending it. You need to convert and you need to record it, and then only you can send it to the students.
I think all the questions have been answered by the resource persons.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't see any other new questions. Yeah. So
Okay.
is there any
Thank
other
you.
questions? Can we just confirm if there is any other questions in the chat box itself? I think you have got a basic understanding of how to create the resources using animated resources using Scratch. I really thank the presenters of Ms. Farhana and also Jitendra Ji for supporting her. And thanks for taking the session for our team. And this is only an introductory session for all of us. This is going to continue as an advanced session after this training also, based on your expertise you are going to show up. So now this session has oriented you how you can create a basic thing. So as an assignment, you will be trying to create a very simple animated content by yourself. Take any subject which is there at the school level, whichever concept you feel comfortable. So you have to just create one animated clip, not a very complete animation. It's a very short one you're going to create as an assignment for this, and you will be submitting it. As madam said, there is two ways. That one is like you're going to share it as Scratch file as it is. But the other thing is that when you wanted to share it with students who will not, all of them may not have Scratch in their system, you wanted them to watch this animated clip, you can also create it as record it as a video and then send it. So we would request all of you to record it as a video and submit it for this assignment. If you are going one step advanced by yourself to add any interaction, which cannot be like shown through video, then you can submit your Scratch file into the folder and then please submit the link. So this is how you will be submitting your assignment for this. Okay. So I think the assignment is clear. Any queries on the assignment part? Any questions from the assignment part to save or export the project? You can. Jitendra Ji has given a clear point like how you have to really save your project. When we have to submit, I have already informed in the morning itself all the assignments we are giving now. Please try to complete yourself by Friday so that Saturday, Sunday, you will be doing your work. But maximum, the date of the assignment will get closed on the portal on Sunday.
I'm sorry for the interruption. Can I just take 2 more minutes? I guess Ritu ma'am has asked for a Hindi project. I just put in, I'll take 1 or 2 minutes of time to play this, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, this is in Hindi version where we have we have given the input in complete Hindi language. And you can see here the output. It is for a simple demonstration I've used it. So this was on parts of speech Sangya. I guess the speech option is not working here, but this is a display option. You can input your language, Hindi language content, and also you can convert it into your speakable lines, ma'am. Also, someone has asked, can we go ahead and create quiz? Yes, this can be used for creating a quiz and assignments for the students. You can create n number of quiz and you can start putting it to the students. So in a playway method, they can answer all of your quiz questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So this session is already going live in the portal. So this video will be available and you can actually check this once again. If you wanted to slowly go through yourself before you start your doing your assignment, you can go through. Again, I'm repeating the assignment. You are expected already. They have shown you how to just create a small animated clip. So you have to create a animated clip based on any one of the subject which you are teaching. For whichever level you are using, you can use that. But if some of you are able to create beyond that, not just an animated clip, you can create an interactive quiz, you can create an interactive game. You are free to do that and submit your activity. Okay. How to submit the link in your assessment? The one thing is, like, after you create this, you have to create it as a video, like screen record this as a video.